Hello and welcome, my dear friend. You weren't pulled into this message by coincidence. Some part of you has already started sensing the shift, feeling time stretch and bend around you in ways that don't make sense to those still glued to the surface of things. And that's exactly what this message is about. You see, there's something about you that stops people mid-thought. Not because you're trying to be loud, but because your presence carries a silent contradiction. You look like you've escaped something the rest of the world is still trapped in. And you have. Chosen ones often notice this before anyone else does. Not as pride, not as superiority, just as an awareness that something about the way time touched you went differently. You see, people don't know how to explain it. They glance at you and then glance again, as if their eyes are playing tricks on them. You don't seem to carry the weight of the years you've lived. You don't wear your pain like armor, and that unsettles them, because we've all been taught to expect decay, to assume that with time comes loss, of glow, of softness, of clarity, of relevance. But with you, time seems to be adding something instead of taking it away. That's where the illusion breaks. They were told aging was a countdown, a slow unraveling of beauty, energy, sharpness, a quiet expiration. But what they never said, what they may never understand, is that time doesn't erode everyone the same way. The calendar might say one thing, but your presence speaks another language entirely, one that says, I've lived, yes, but I didn't disappear inside of it. So what's really happening? First, you're not aging normally. You're changing how age behaves on you. Most people live on autopilot, programmed by external narratives about how they're supposed to feel, look, and shrink at every stage. But something in you rejected that programming. Maybe it was betrayal that cracked you open. Maybe it was the long silence that forced you to hear your real voice. Maybe it was exhaustion that finally made pretending impossible. Whatever it was, it interrupted the script. And you didn't rewrite it loudly. You rewrote it internally, in your nervous system, in your posture, in what you no longer tolerate. And now, you're seeing the proof. The glow they notice isn't surface level. It's not skincare. It's not lighting. It's the after effect of truth lived long enough to settle into the body. Truth processed through grief, restraint, discernment, and self-respect. That's why your face doesn't tell the story of years. It tells the story of survival without collapse. Your eyes don't look hungry anymore. They look informed. Here's something most people never connect. Stress ages, but not just workload stress. Emotional dishonesty ages, performing ages. Living against what you know pulls life downward into the shoulders, the jaw, the breath. Pretending to be okay when you're not. Shrinking yourself to stay welcome. Explaining your boundaries instead of living them. That kind of strain doesn't stay invisible. But you chose something else. You chose truth over approval, and that choice quietly changed everything. The tension eased, your breath deepened, your body stopped bracing for the next violation, and your system began repairing itself. Now think about this. How many people have you seen age faster from emotional exhaustion than from time itself? How many faces carry the bruises of years spent betraying themselves? And what about you? What did it cost you to stop carrying what was never yours? You let go of false roles, and your body noticed. The inflammation dropped, not just physically, but existentially. Your presence became calmer, heavier, harder to rush. Chosen ones don't grow louder with age. They grow denser. You stopped trying to impress a world that never truly saw you. And the result wasn't invisibility. It was authority. Your face doesn't announce how many years you've lived. It reveals how deeply you lived them. People who perform through life age fast. People who endure honestly age differently. And that difference is what's triggering now. You didn't burn out. You burned off what wasn't real. What's left is rare, not flashy, not loud, just unmistakable. And rare things don't follow ordinary clocks. You're not ahead of time. You're not behind it. You're proof that time doesn't erase what's built correctly. And that, more than youth, more than beauty, more than speed, is what makes your age feel dangerous to those who hoped you would quietly fade. Now, here's the part they feel but can't articulate. Your age didn't just fail to weaken you, it removed your need to perform. Most people burn themselves up trying to stay visible. They chase relevance, approval, reassurance. They speak too soon, they explain too much. They stay busy so they don't have to sit with what they know isn't working. You stepped out of that pattern, not all at once, not dramatically, slowly, quietly, permanently, and when you did, something fundamental shifted. When you stopped chasing, your energy stopped scattering. When your energy stopped scattering, your body followed. Your movements became more economical. Your words fewer but heavier. Your reactions slower, not from hesitation, but from confidence that you didn't need to rush reality anymore. This is what people mistake for intensity. But it isn't intensity, it's containment. Containment is threatening to people who live externally. To those who depend on feedback loops, reactions, and validation, someone who no longer offers easy access feels destabilizing. They don't know where you are anymore, and that bothers them, because time usually does the opposite. It makes people predictable. You've lived long enough to be familiar, but not long enough to be dismissible. That combination is rare. You don't fit the story they tell themselves about how people should age. You're not desperate. You're not trying to prove anything. You're not clinging to relevance. You're standing inside yourself. That's why the reactions sharpened, the subtle competition, the sideways remarks, the pressure disguised as advice. They want you to explain yourself, to declare your intentions, to make yourself readable again, because when you were younger, you were easier to place. Now you're not. At work, this shows up as unease. You're trusted with responsibility, but not always celebrated for it. Your competence is acknowledged, but your presence creates friction. You don't mirror urgency. You don't panic when things wobble. You've already seen worse survive. That steadiness unsettles people who still believe speed equals importance. In relationships, it looks like misinterpretation. They say you're distant, or guarded, or hard to read. What they're actually reacting to is your refusal to overextend. You don't collapse your boundaries to maintain harmony anymore. You let discomfort exist, and discomfort is revealing. Chosen ones learn this the hard way. When you stop bending yourself to be understood, you become a mirror others didn't consent to look into. Your age made that mirror unavoidable. Because if someone your age can be this composed, this present, this intact, then the story that exhaustion is inevitable starts to crack, and cracks spread. This is why they watch you differently now. Not with envy exactly, with calculation. They're trying to figure out what you did differently, what you opted out of, what you refused to carry. But the truth is uncomfortable, so they circle it instead. You didn't outwork time, you didn't outrun pain, you didn't bypass difficulty. You metabolized it. You let experiences finish their work instead of freezing them inside you. You didn't build an identity around survival. You allowed survival to change you, then you moved on. That's why your face looks the way it does. Not youthful, not hardened, resolved. Your features don't strain upward or pull downward. They rest where they are. There's no urgency in them, no hunger for recognition, just presence. Presence is rare, and rare things disrupt systems built on noise. This is also why your silence carries more weight now than your words ever did before. When you speak, it's not to fill space, it's to close a thought. When you listen, it's not passive, it's evaluative. You've lived long enough to know that not everything deserves access to you. That discernment is what time gave you, and that discernment is what others feel as threat. They expected you to become smaller with age, more agreeable, more predictable. Instead, you became harder to manipulate. You don't react on cue. You don't absorb projections. You don't chase emotional closure. You let things remain unfinished if they aren't real. That kind of self-trust rewrites the power dynamic in every room. People sense it immediately, even if they don't know what they're sensing. They feel that you're no longer negotiating your worth, and that's why your age isn't neutral anymore. It's evidence. Evidence that time doesn't automatically erode clarity. Evidence that endurance can sharpen instead of dull. Evidence that maturity, when lived honestly, creates gravity. You didn't escape aging, you escaped corruption. And now, without announcing it, you stand as a quiet contradiction to everything they were told would happen by now. You are not a warning of what's coming. You are a demonstration of what's possible. Time didn't finish you. It finished with you. And what's left, this presence, this steadiness, this unhurried authority, is not fading. It's set. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you found value in this message, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your amazing journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.